friends. Recently I got into an argument with a buddy of mine about whether or not a taco is a sandwich. And I mean, we've all been there, right? And he pulled out this definition of what a sandwich was, which I'm just going to read to you. A sandwich must consist of one slice of bread with filling placed upon it, or two or more separate slices of bread with filling between the two pieces. Additionally, 3, single or multiple pieces of bread cannot be rolled together like a burrito, wrap, or taco, and 4, the filling cannot be placed inside the pocket of bread like a pita. So by this definition, I guess a taco is not a sandwich, which means that I lost that argument. But taking a little bit of a closer look here said that if you look at clause 3 here, single or multiple pieces of bread cannot be rolled together like a burrito, wrap, or taco, spawned another argument about, well, if a taco isn't a sandwich, but you put a taco on a sandwich, is the sandwich still a sandwich, or is it not? Which I guess leaves a bit of a hole in the legal definition of what a sandwich is, but spawned this wonderful, awful idea to make a taquito sandwich. So these are the ingredients that we'll be using to make our sandwich. I've decided to use a white ciabatta bun because it should be flaky but soft, a jalapeno pepper, shredded cheese, which is a blend of cheddar and Monterey Jack, margarine, mayonnaise, shredded romaine lettuce, and I've elected to use frozen chicken and cheese taquitos, mostly because, well, I'm just kind of a lazy person and these should just be able to throw right in the oven and be done with. Okay, taquitos are super simple, so we just preheat our oven to 400 degrees, threw them on a cookie sheet, and just toss them in the oven. That's how I like to do most of my cooking, honestly. Alright, next up we'll be preparing our bread. So I'm using a ciabatta bun here, which, I did not know this when I went in here, but apparently it was already pre-split. So here I am trying to cut open a bun that is already basically cut open. So I was a little surprised, somewhat nonplussed, but you know what, that's just convenience, really. Okay, so as a science fact, sandwiches taste better when they're toasted, and toast tastes better when it's fried. So I've got a nice little warm pan here. I'm just going to toss my margarine in here. That's 2 tablespoons worth. You'll notice that it's not sizzling or smoking or anything right away. We just wanted to make sure that the pan was just kind of gently heating up. If your pan's too hot, you'll get a much crispier toast, which isn't exactly what I'm going for here. While my pan's heating up, I figured this is a good time to actually start on the jalapeno. So jalapeno is an ingredient that I work with commonly, so I don't really know what the best way to go about this here, but basically I chose a knife that is far too large, but is, my go-to here. And I figure, this pepper is a lot like other peppers that I use. I could probably start quartering it, because you probably don't want to eat that stuff on the inside with all the seeds and everything. Now my thought here is maybe I can get some nice little rings, so I'm just slicing it up nice and thin. Don't want anything too large and chunky here. And then I just need to get all of the crap out of the middle that you don't want. So just pushing it through with your thumb seems to do a pretty good job here. As a bonus tip here, whenever you handle a spicy pepper like a jalapeno or a habanero or whatever, make sure that you thoroughly wash your hands after you're done cooking and eating. Largely because those oils persist on your hands and you don't want to end up going to the bathroom with unwashed hands, touching sensitive areas, and being in horrible pain for a little while. Not like I'm speaking from experience or anything. Okay, so now our pan's heated up, got a little bit of a sizzle going on in the butter here, so it's time to throw the bread right in. Now, I like to get a little bit handsy with my bread here, so I'm just sort of going to massage and rub in as much of that butter as I can just to soak up just as much of that delicious fatty goodness as I can. So everyone knows how they like their toast. After a few minutes, you should get a nice golden brown color. You could certainly go darker if you want, but this looks just about perfect to me. At this point, I'm really excited. Okay, so now we'll have to remove the toast from the pan so that we can actually, work with the sandwich here. decided to start off with the mayonnaise here. Now, mayonnaise is probably not what I would think of traditionally for a Mexican food, but I do think of that for sandwiches. Now, you could also make the argument that like a spicy mayo, like a chipotle or a sriracha, would be really kind of good here. And you know what? Normally I would agree with you too, but with the jalapenos that we're putting on here, and this being breakfast and me not wanting anything too upsetting to the stomach, I figured just a plain old vanilla mayonnaise is exactly what would be needed here. You gotta watch out though; that bread's still hot, just came out of the pan. Now, following the mayonnaise, we're going to start with some of the shredded cheese here. So I'm hoping the bread's still hot enough this is going to melt and get a little bit of a gooiness here. Now, the cheese is a blend of cheddar and Monterey Jack, so I like an extra old cheddar to have a bit of a sharpness to it, but the Monterey Jack is sort of a creaminess that I hope is going to kind of balance things out here. This is my son, Merlin. He's looking for cheese right now because he can hear it and knows I'm working with it. He's a good boy when he's not being bad. Alright, so I can stop teasing my cat cruelly by taunting him with the cheese here. Let's just hurry up and finish the sandwich. So on with the jalapenos, just a few slices. Don't want anything too zesty here. First thing in the morning and all. Next up, my taquitos have come out of the oven and they're cool enough to touch right now. So again, these are chicken and cheese stuffed. So I've got cheese on top of cheese in here, which is going to be really good. Now, getting these to actually sit on top of your bun is pretty challenging here, so you really kind of have to work with them to get them to sit. And then just place your top on here, give it a nice little gentle squish, and there you go. That's a taquito sandwich. Looks pretty good, ready to go, and it's delicious, right? Well, I thought I was ready to go, but I actually left off a key ingredient here. Okay, here I am back with my lettuce. This is shredded romaine. And the secret to putting lettuce on your sandwich is just throw it on as haphazardly as possible. Just for the more hideous and thrown together that it is, the better. And now that it's got lettuce on it, this is actually a healthy snack. It might even be considered a salad too. All right, and there you have it. This is a taquito sandwich. Still not totally sure this is a brilliant idea. Actually, it might be one of the best ideas I've ever had, but well, let's just eat it while it's still warm here. Oh god, this is going to be messy. Mmm. I don't really know what I was expecting, but this exceeds those expectations. You got a real good crunch here from the taquito. It is of course messy. Just lose that taquito. Oh boy. But no, I kind of think this is what a toast sandwich must be like. You know, you got all this extra bread all crispified up in here. It's got a little bit of heat to it, which is good. I haven't really got to a jalapeno yet. Let me take that bite here. Oh yeah. Yep. Ooh, that's pepper. Oh boy. Mm-hmm. Well, this is a winner. I'm really glad I did this. Lots of crumbs there. Well, so there you have it. This is a taquito sandwich. It's probably exactly what you thought it would be. You know, you just make your taquitos, you can throw it in a sandwich, and there you go. Proving that you really can put anything into a sandwich, and it turns out delicious. All right, well, I'm going to keep eating this, but in the meantime, if you like the video, make sure you give it a like, subscribe to my channel if you could, and if you have any other ideas for horrible things to put in my body, just leave it in a comment below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Oh, so good. Mm. Mm.